Today on the channel, we have an absolutely bloody good time with Art the Clown NECA Ultimate Bloody Edition.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another NECA Ultimate unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got a bit of a variant, a blood-soaked variant with Art the Clown Terrifier NECA Ultimate. But for all your NECA Ultimate needs, hit up jaystoysandgames.com. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 15% on all in-stock items. Got to get a deal out there. And they have the Mezco Art the Clown over at Jay's right now, which I haven't dived into. I'm on the fence. On the fence on that one. We'll see what happens. But this one was a pickup for me. Now, currently, this is a Walmart exclusive launching at stores right now as I'm filming this. I don't know if it's going to be a 30, 60, 90-day exclusive, but eventually I imagine this going other places, like all the other stuff that comes from NECA there. But we're seeing a lot more retailer-timed exclusives. We see it at Target as well. But right now, if you're after this, it looks like Walmart. The regular edition was shipping from the NECA store. Places like Jay's and stuff should have very, very soon. But of course, we're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And I was shocked to see this at my local Walmart. Looking good, old Art the Clown here. A horror icon. I can't believe it. He's got 3 movies now. I've seen all the Terrifier movies. I got to be honest, they're worth a watch. I recommend watching them if this is your kind of thing. Not necessarily for everybody. Like my wife wouldn't make it 10 minutes with something like this. I enjoyed it, but it's not a movie I watch repeatedly. I wouldn't watch any of them again. And that's most movies to me. There's not a lot of movies that knock my socks off again where I'm like, I got to watch that one more time. Maybe this one is like that for you. Maybe it is not. You guys tell me in the comments. But I believe this is first Terrifier movie. It doesn't say Terrifier 2 or Terrifier 3 or anything like that. Can we get a NECA Ultimate Chris Jericho figure from his appearances in the Terrifier movies? Probably not. Probably not. The Damien Leone's Terrifier here. David Howard Thornton, isn't that his name? I'll never forget when I was with good friend of the channel, Jeff George. Shout out to Jeff. He took us to that Ace Frehley, of course, concert. Or I guess it wasn't even a concert. It was a signing. It was Days of the Dead in Chicago. And David Howard Thornton was there. And he was actually in the VIP green room. And I was sitting eating lunch. It was crazy. I'm sitting here eating lunch. And there he is on the right with his handler. And then right over here is Dean Cain's Superman chilling out. And then right in front of me, Tracy Lord. So quite the Bermuda Triangle going on around me. And I'm just trying to eat my lunch. Got my wife and kids right here. And I'm just, there's Dean Cain, Tracy Lords, and David Howard Thornton right there. And Jeff's moving around all over the place. Ace is down the hall. It was a wild time, let me tell you. But love the packaging, love the design on this. Damien Leone's Terrifier. And as I said, Halloween icons, horror icons. You think obviously the Jasons, the Freddy Kruegers, the Michael Myers, Leatherface, a big one for me. Now Art the Clown is in the discussion on this. So kudos to a new horror icon here the last couple of years. Same thing on the side. Then on the back, get some of the glamour shots of the figure. A lot of accessories with this one, as we can see. Look at all this. No blurb or anything. The inside of the package, extra heads, weapons, you name it. He's a dangerous clown. Who do you got, Art the Clown or Pennywise in a battle? I don't know. It could be a pick'em. Dare I say? Could it be a pick'em? Could it be a superhero team-up in the end? You never know. You never know. But there it is. A little plastic prison here. All kinds of stuff to get out of the package. We'll be back with all things Art the Clown Bloody Edition. All right, we got Art the Clown out of the package, and he's got a lot of accessories here. And like I said, there is going to be a regular, clean, non-bloody edition of this, so be on the lookout for that very, very soon. You also got Trick or Treat Studios making a lot of Art the Clown figures and the Mezco. So really, the height of Art the Clown madness is starting to begin, and we know it takes a year plus sometimes to get figures out. We're going to see a lot more Terrifier things, and we know there's a Terrifier 4 around the corner as well. So we're not done with the Art the Clown story. So we'll dive into it, and let's start it off with extra hands. Out of the package, he's got splayed out hands. He's ready to go. We also got 2 more splayed out hands here. Maniacal, maniacal. You got a little bit of one of these kind of hands. Give me the signal. Give me the signal, maybe. Got that. We do got the horizontal, vertical, what do we got? Oh my gosh, very tight, up and down hinges right there, looking very good. And then we got the trigger hands here. Always crazy to see Art the Clown with a gun. And when he pulled out that gun, it was, I laughed, I chuckled because it just feels like he wouldn't have a weapon like that. But here we go, lo and behold, I guess we'll start with that weapon. Got that pistol. He's gonna pistol whip you. Now, everything is bloody here. Every weapon is bloody, the costume's bloody, you name it. I am guessing, and I'm assuming, we know what happens, Todd McFarlane, when you assume that the regular editions will not have the blood on everything. So take it to the bank. Take it to the bank is what I'm going to say. Do get a nice little pistol ready to go. Now, we get a lot of weapons here. We get a drill. Now, he used, I believe, almost all of these in the movie, if I'm not mistaken. We got an electric drill here. It's not cordless, it's electric. So you got to take that extra couple of steps to plug it in the wall, get the extension cord out. That's how you know you're just going to be a slow death, That's just rough. But he does have that drill going. Looks to be a Black & Decker. Shout out to Black & Decker. Now we do get a butcher knife looking extra dangerous. We get a smaller butcher knife. So we get a lot of knives here. A little butcher knife, a big butcher knife. Once again, blood on all of these. You do got a straight up knife that looks like it would belong with Michael Myers. Shout out to Michael Myers. We got a hammer. Perfect for bashing in a skull, I'd imagine. We got the hammer there looking good. We got a little scalpel here. He's ready to go do some surgery. You got a sharp little scalpel. That's going to be easily lost, so be careful with that. We got a little hatchet, I guess we'll call it. Very small hatchet. Not even sure what this is. It's almost like a big pin with a... Almost looks like, I guess this is a screwdriver. It's either a screwdriver or it looks like one of those pins you can squeeze to kind of blow up. Not exactly sure, but it's got a sharp point on it, so you know it's going to work for something. We got another bigger hatchet here. We got another smaller knife right there. And then we got a big old blade, almost dangerously close to a machete, like something Rakondo would have on the Joe team. So we got a lot of stuff going on as far as weapons going. We're not even done. Got a big old saw, old school saw. I remember using these as a kid, back and forth all day long. Oh, that was a lot of fun. We got a saw here caked in blood. And then we got a whip, which is wild, and I don't remember this from Terrifier 1. Now, Terrifier 1 came out probably 5-6 years ago, and I haven't seen it since, so I've forgotten a lot of the movie. But you got the whip, and on the ends of the whip, you got a scalpel, you got a pair of scissors. Just wild. Just a wild torture device is what we have right there. And then we keep diving in. We got a blood-soaked doll. I believe he was holding that in there, looking at it, of course. So you got a blood-soaked doll. Is what it is. Now, we do get his famous garbage bag. What's in the bag? What's in the bag? Now, I assumed, and once again, you know what happens when you assume, I figured all this stuff could be thrown in the bag and you'd have him carry around all this, which you possibly could, but you never want to unbox something like this either. But I believe you could open this up. You could store everything in here if you wanted to. It'd be a great way to store everything. Would also fit kind of the bill here. But it is a black, it looks like a hefty, like a young John Cena. Remember those commercials, Todd McFarlane? Looks like a hefty sack there, but very iconic to Art the Clown, lugging that over like Santa almost is what he was like. So like the looks of that. Now we do got a brain. Who couldn't use a brain? Cool thing about this and a lot of the other weapons here, you could use them with other toy lines, as we say. But you do got a straight up bloody brain looking very nice there. And the hits keep on coming. Oh my gosh, we got a deformed face all carved up, all cut up. Almost looks like we got one of these with Michael Myers a few years ago from one of the NECA Ultimates. And I guess this is a perfect time to plug my own channel. No, if I don't plug it, Todd, nobody else is. Nobody else shares this stuff. Nobody else plugs the channel for me. So I got to do it all myself. But we are in the Halloween season here. As I'm filming this, we're in October. I have a lot of Halloween unboxings. I don't know if you've noticed or not, but Kyle Peterson 2.0, my second channel, I've been doing a Halloween-themed unboxing basically every day. And between the two channels, we'll have at least 31, if not more, horror-inspired unboxings this year for the spooky season. How about that? So this is one of many to come, but majority of them will be on Kyle Peterson 2.0. I have a ton of NECA Friday the 13th figures. I've been just waiting to unbox, finally getting around to doing those. We're gonna do some Halloween unboxings. We got good old Elvira and all points in between. So if you like horror unboxings, even if you don't and you like action figure unboxings, you're watching this channel. You're probably subscribed to this channel, and if not, you better. But I have another YouTube channel full of content each and every single day for you. So at least you can do is subscribe. At least you can do is subscribe. Check out Kyle Peterson 2.0 for a lot more horror unboxings this spooky season. And check out my podcast. I'm sure that Halloween episode will be an all-timer. My wife is working on her Halloween costume. You can only imagine what it's going to be. Be on the lookout for that, you guys out there. I think you'll enjoy it. Maybe the girls will enjoy it too. You know, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. But now let's dive into Art the Clown, the many faces of Art the Clown. Now, Art's got that little hat up top. He's like a young Adebisi, of course, from Oz. Todd, you remember Oz. I'll never forget my time in Oz. Oswald Penitentiary. I spent a good 5 years there. A lot of people don't know about that. And there was Beecher. Of course, Beecher was a buddy of mine. A little different from time to time. I tried to kind of stay out of him and Vern's business, but every once in a while I would cross over. You know how it goes. I'm trying to play cards there, watch TV, and they'd get involved and stuff. But that no good Adebisi was always on my case, and we always fought back and forth, and he had a hat just like this, and I haven't seen one. I'm getting a little PTSD right now, Todd. I wonder, is Art the Clown actually Adebisi? Of course, Adebisi, spoiler alert, did die in Oz. Maybe he was reincarnated as a clown, Art the Clown. The math could check out. Somebody look into that for me. But it does look good with that little hat. The hat is not removable. He does got that skull cap. It's like a swimmer's cap over the top, all in white. Once again, caked on blood throughout. It's the theme of this one. It's the blood-soaked edition. But then you get Art the Clown face. And man, Art is creepy. And it's weird when you see that David Howard Thornton. I was sitting by him at lunch, and he was just enjoying a salad and a couple of carrots, I think is what he was eating. And I'm like, this is Art the Clown right next to me. It's so weird. Man, he really is a master moving his face around, because you would never guess that guy is Art the Clown until he gets into character and gets going for it. So truly a master of his craft, we'll say that. But very crazy. You got those crazy teeth here, just like never seen a dentist. He's the opposite of the guy that goes to the dentist all the time. Got the crazy eyes, you got the black around the eyes, black around the mouth, and all the white face paint. Just absolutely wild. Now, should have, I was going to say face plates here, which I don't mind a face plate. I prefer a second head, and we all prefer a little head, Todd. I know that, but I like the face plates sometimes when used sparingly. Todd, I don't really like it when you do it. No offense from you over on the couch. You've been doing more and more of that. I prefer a normal head, but this instance works really well. I think it gets us more face plates with this, and the head is going to be the same except for the face anyway. So this is one that works for face plates. So looking wild right there. Now the second head we're going to look at, you got a little bit of an open mouth here, a little bit more, dare I say, terrifying face on this. And that black little dot on the nose also gives a little bit of extra creepiness there. But he's got a little bit of an open mouth on that one. Third head technically. He's looking like a mime, a deranged mime. A Marceau, is that the most famous mime of all time? I'm not a mime guy either. But he does got a little bit of a sad face. He's got the old face drooping down. Got the eyebrows way up there, though, looking absolutely wild. Who knows? And then, this is probably the face to use for the blood-soaked edition. Not as much blood on this one, but man, the expression is great. Wide open mouth here. You got a little bit of blood going. He's got the crazy eyes. This looks like what I'd want for the blood-soaked edition. Now, I will be getting the regular edition, and it's going to be different hands, different weapons, different faceplate, make them as different as possible. You know the whole rigmarole by now, but this is probably the one I'm going to use on this blood-soaked edition. So, all in all, really good heads across the board. Everybody loves a little good head, and I'm here for it as well with Art the Clown. Now, diving into Art a little bit more, long and lanky, tall body here, very skinny, and a creepy clown costume. It's black and white with red all over. It's like a newspaper. It's a joke back in the day, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But it has got that everywhere. You got the little dollops here, like a young Bozo the Clown. Got those little rough edges right there on the costume, looking good. Now, I think this looked like Bozo the Clown that one time he got in that big fight with Cookie. Oh, you remember that? Him and Cookie got in that big fight. WGN had to go off the air. They said, we'll be right back. And Cookie and Bozo were throwing haymakers at each other. I think Bozo got his nose busted wide open by Cookie. Shout out to Cookie, shout out to Bozo. Shout out to good friend of the channel, David Arquette. That's my favorite Bozo the Clown these days. Shout out to David Arquette. But the black and white with red all over the place. Got the puffy shirt going on, the puffy down there around the wrist. Hands removable, as we did know. We got the splayed out hands. Got those big old clown shoes. Seen better days. Got some torn and tatteredness in those clown shoes. He's walked a few miles in these shoes. And you haven't lived till you've walked a mile in some clown shoes. Let me tell you. Talk about the longest walk. That's what that is. Now, his arms do go all the way around for us here. Single jointed elbow. Oh my gosh. Extremely tight in the elbow department. You got to be careful on that. Look at that. A little paint just coming right off on that as well. You got to be careful. Hands back and forth, side to side. Probably best to heat this guy up by by the way this is feeling here. A little squishy in the midsection, I will say, but very tight in the joint department. Now, we do get a little waist here. It's squishy in the middle. So you do get a little waist turn, so make note of that. Leg does go up. Leg does go out for the old sidekick if need to, like a young Sideshow Bob. Leg goes way up for that big boot, Hulkamania style. Single jointed knee, once again, very tight. Gonna have to heat that up, I do think. Ankles, back forth, side to side, up and down. Plenty of movement on the ankles. And then, of course, you got the head up, down, back forth, side to side. You got that fluffage around his collar here. That does move out of the way a little bit if need be. And you can pop that off if you want to pop the head off, but I don't know why you do that. Now, he does fit, hopefully, on a ringside collectible stand. Oh, Art, your hole's not tight enough. You need to work on it. Might have to dive one of these weapons in there. Maybe, maybe not. There it is. Art does fit on a ringside collectible Mattel stand for those keeping track at home. So all in all, very cool to get this figure. Personally, I would have rather had the regular one first, but beggars, they can't be choosers at this point, especially the Halloween season. Somebody hands you that, what's a terrible candy bar? What's the worst? You know, I'm probably going to offend some people. I think my wife and I talked about this a while back on our podcast. But somebody hands me like a Three Musketeer or a Milky Way. Those are the worst candy bars. I'm not a fan of either one of those. I know they're fairly popular. You're animals out there if you like them, but you know, there's animals among us, as we know. But it's kind of like that. You get a candy bar you just don't like, but you still got to take it. You got to take it. But I wouldn't go that far with this. I do like this, but I was kind of hoping for that Reese's Peanut Butter Cup is what I was hoping for with the first one. But I'll go backwards. We'll go backwards. We'll go blood soak first, then get the regular down the line. Stay tuned for that. But I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on this. Do you need Art the Clown in your collection? Do you need both Art the Clowns? Do you need one or the other? And is he a horror icon to you yet? I say he's on the fence, but he's more than his way there. He's going to be there. I really do feel. But I'd be interested to hear your take on that in the comments as well. And as I said, it is the spooky season. We got a lot of horror unboxings. You'll see them on this channel, so make sure you subscribe. But definitely subscribe to my other YouTube channel, Kyle Peterson 2.0. Plenty of horror unboxings already on there. A lot of McFarlane too. Mythic Legions, all things under the sun. Check it out. It's easy. It's free to subscribe. Why wouldn't you? You can also be a free member over there on the Patreon. Big giveaway this month. All you got to do is be a free or paid member. Pick your poison. Going to give away a bunch of Halloween figures this month over there on the Patreon. You can also check out YouTube channel memberships if that is your thing. Sir Paul 64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and The Kyle Peterson Show at gmail.com, which is the name of my podcast, The Kyle Peterson Show, each and every single Tuesday with my wife, Angie. Check it out wherever podcasts are found with videocast on YouTube. So for Art the Clown, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Well, are we going to dance or are we going to play?